So this is the beginning of our project. We've collected 4 milkweed eggs. 3 of them are from a milkweed patch in Oakville, and 1 of them is from a milkweed patch here in Wasaga Beach. This one is from Wasaga Beach. Their names are Sandy, Oscar, Meiwutai, Sandy and Meiwutai, and that's Chinese for butterfly, supposedly. This is Rankus, and this is Oscar.
And Rankus and Oscar are older and of unknown age, and Sandy was from today, July 1st. We saw her being birthed
by her mother.
We got a very close-up video of her as well.
And we also saw
Meiwutai.
We saw Meiwutai get laid yesterday.
And we 30th. Have a video as well.
Yes.
Yes, yesterday, June 30th.
Yes. So the reason we put them separately is because if one caterpillar hatches too soon before the other, then there's a possibility of it cannibalizing the other one. So because these are known quantities, we put them separately in another container versus these, which we have no idea when they will hatch. And we just finished bleach treating both the eggs and the leaves with our 5% bleach solution and rinse them in 2 buckets of water. Here we have our stockpile of leaves, which we also bleach treated. We're gonna dry them, then wrap paper towels around their stems and put them in the freezer, and that's where they will go. And thankfully, we know where to get more fresh milkweed leaves, so food shouldn't be a problem. So for 3 of these guys, it's been for these 2 and Meiwutai, it's been day 2 at the very least. And this is Sandy's birthday, which is today. We'll see what happens. His head is out.
It is out?
Oh my! Okay. Here's Oscar eating. Munching away on a freshly picked leaf. We have to get a fresh one. And then through our handy dandy hand lens. We see it munching away and becoming yellow, ever so slightly. It is now July 4th, day 3. Oscar and Rankus have gone a little bigger each. You can clearly see the yellow and black stripes on Oscar, and it's better for Rankus as well. And today, Meiwutai hatched. She hatched sometime in the night while we were asleep, and she's eaten some already. And last one in line is Sandy, still an egg. Oscar hasn't been moving much lately. It's most likely that if there aren't any problems, then that means Oscar is about to molt, so it'll probably stay still for 24 hours or so. It's July 5th, day 4. Oscar, we believe, has molted. We didn't actually see it in person, but it does have more prominent tentacles at its head, as well as more vibrant coloration. And its appetite has really grown. It's made those 2 holes overnight, and it's actively munching away in like a saw blade fashion, like its older counterparts would be. Then we have Rankus, a little bit bigger. We got Meiwutai starting to get its yellow in. It made that hole overnight. And last but not least, Sandy has black tipped. Eventually it will hatch, likely today. Yay. We are in day 11 on July 12th. We're back in our Oakville home. And a lot has changed since the last update. So all 4 of them have grown pretty significantly. Oscar most of all. We think Oscar is in its 3rd instar or maybe 4th one. Maybe the tail end of the 3rd one. We're not quite sure. But it is pretty big now, and it's eaten a lot, and it continues eating. Rankus, our next oldest, is trying to pick up the pace and catch up with its bigger brother. Probably 3rd instar. We think it molted recently. Our next oldest, Meiwutai, has actually molted just an hour ago. Its head was very pale and yellow, and the rest of its body was the regular black, yellow, and white. Yeah, it's just hanging out there, waiting for its skin to dry so it can continue eating. And then we have our youngest, Sandy, just hanging out on the wall. It made that hole there recently, so we don't know if it's gonna molt, but yep. We just got them fresh leaves from this gigantic milkweed patch we found near our house, so we're pretty much set for food. Don't have to worry about freezing leaves, really. And funny thing is, Oscar and Rankus, they've been bickering recently. Before we replaced the leaves, they had 1 leaf each to themselves, and even still, despite the fact that they had plenty of food just for them, they kept bumping into each other and headbutting each other, so it was really scary. And they were probably disturbed or stressed out from the lack of food, which is, I think that's false, but regardless, we got them more food, and they're doing much better now. These 2, they fight much less. Kristen says she saw them butting heads once, but for the most part, they're very non-problematic. It is July 14th, day 13 of the Monarch Caterpillar project. Besides the usual updates of everyone getting bigger and eating more, we're pretty sure Oscar is ready to pupate. It stopped eating, it's frantically searching the container for a safe location to hang, which is not good for us because we currently have a butterfly cage currently in delivery and should be here in about a couple hours. And it would make our lives much easier because if Oscar pupates here, then we're gonna have to transfer its chrysalis, which is something that is very scary and nerve-wracking. And that's even if Oscar will think this container, this very shallow container, is suitable to even pupate. So please just hang on, Oscar. So what ended up happening was Oscar could not wait for its new cage. Instead, Oscar decided it wanted to become a chrysalis too soon. So after wandering around the lid a bunch, it quickly found the ceiling and it started spinning its silk pad. And you can see that whiter dot near its mouth where its head is. That's the silk button, and that's gonna be where it'll attach its rear end, and it'll eventually hang in a J-shaped formation, and it'll stay there for 24 hours before it becomes a chrysalis. As for the others, we moved Rankus over here. Can't see exactly where Rankus is right now.
He's over here.
Oh, Rankus is right here.
Wanted to give Oscar some space.
Yeah, just so we wouldn't bother Oscar in case Rankus decides to pupate, honestly, because they're like a day or two apart. And then finally we have Miwata and Sandy still chilling over here, just eating away. It is July 15th, day 14, and we're about to catch Miwata enter its chrysalis.
Rankus.
Sorry, Rankus. Sorry, I got it mixed up. It's been J-hang for not even 24 hours, but we know it's close because the tentacles have become limp instead of firm and slender and curved. But now that they've gone limp and we see Rankus moving a bit, we know it's about time for it to shed its skin. Otherwise, a lot has happened today. Here we have Oscar, who turned into a chrysalis overnight. And then, just recently, as you saw, Rankus is now a chrysalis as well. Meiwutai is hanging on the ceiling, currently spinning her silk pad after having chosen a good spot to hang. And we should see it form a silk button by the end of today. And then after that, J-hang. And last but not least, Sandy, our youngest, who is growing up very fast. It seems noticeably bigger than the last night. It's still eating, still pooping, so it won't be ready yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it enters into a J-hang tomorrow. And I just realized I didn't even explain the chrysalis stage. So, this green thing is not a cocoon. A cocoon is when a caterpillar spins silk around itself in order to form a shelter for the metamorphosis. But a chrysalis is the caterpillar's body itself. It just doesn't look like a body that you've ever seen before. So while it's a chrysalis, it will undergo a transformation. The caterpillar will liquefy inside and completely rearrange its cells and form new body parts in order to suit the adult form rather than the juvenile form it was in before. And it will be a chrysalis for about 8 to 8 to 12 days, depending on the temperature. And then after that, it will darken, turn transparent, and then be a butterfly. But we'll just have to wait and see. July 16th, day 15, and Meiwutai has now formed a chrysalis since last night. Meanwhile, Sandy is in the process of making her silk button. If you can see, there you go. And by tonight, it will most likely J-hang, and I expect sometime in the morning tomorrow, I'll see it form a chrysalis. And with Sandy, that makes all 4 of our caterpillars in the chrysalis stage, which means no more feeding, no more changing poop. All it's left to do is wait. So it's July 22nd, day 21, and we're gonna move all the chrysalises into our little mesh enclosure here. So we've already done 3, and we remembered to do a video for the 4th and last one, which is Sandy. So we're doing this because these takeout containers, they're too shallow for them for when they're gonna be butterflies, and we don't want them bumping into each other. We wanna give them as much space as possible. So we're gonna hang them all from that string sewn through the top of the mesh so that they can emerge in peace without any disturbances from each other or from their own container. So the process begins with us loosening the silk pad at the top of the container there. It's actually quite more expansive than you realize because it's very thin, but it becomes very obvious once you start pulling on it. And we've already loosened it with a pin earlier. So then the next step is we use a pair of tweezers and we grab the silk part. If I can get it to focus, we grab the silk part, not the black stem. This is the safest method. And we gently tug the silk pad off. We want to keep that silk because we're going to use it to hang the chrysalis with. And as you see, they make a lot of silk, more than you realize. Oh my. Then we're gonna wad up the silk. And filling the chrysalis is really quite fascinating. It almost feels artificial, like it's a plastic gem, but we assure you it's real. Because inside, a butterfly is forming. Finally, we take a clip and we attach it to the silk, no, sorry, not silk, the thread at the top. And that's it. So, in order to distinguish them, we have them color-coded next to their clips. So, first up is Oscar, then Rankus, Meiwutai, and at the far back is Sandy. Oscar, I predict Oscar will emerge from its chrysalis Friday or Saturday, most likely Saturday. But yeah, they're almost here. Today is July 26th, day 25. And unfortunately, we had to miss the weekend due to us going camping. But on the bright side, while we were gone, 3 of our caterpillars have since become butterflies. Unfortunately, we don't know which is which now, with the exception of the one that has not emerged yet. But we now have 3 seemingly healthy-looking butterflies. We're going to test them for OE at a later point. But we know we have at least 1 boy, and the other 2 haven't opened the wings yet, so we don't know. If you can see, Sandy, who has yet to eclose, Sandy is darker now. Oh, if I can stop showing off, oh guy. Sandy's darker now, which means it's very close to opening. The pattern of its wings can just barely be seen, but the chrysalis is currently becoming more transparent than usual, which means it's close. I expect it to open tomorrow. But otherwise, we are 3 down and 1 to go.
Does that help?
Hey, Sandy.
Hey. Sandy, are you also a boy?
So we just narrowly caught Sandy closing from its chrysalis. Now, it may look very different from... It may look very different from the butterfly that you're used to seeing. That's because its wings are all crumpled, because it has to in order to fit into that chrysalis. Now, you can see its abdomen at the bottom there. It's really fat and plump, where it's supposed to be thin and slender. So its abdomen is filled with a type of fluid that it's going to pump into its wings, and that's going to inflate its wings into the size that you're used to seeing. And that's going to take a while. And then after that, it still has to dry its wings. So it's going to prefer to stay still and be in the sun so it can dry its wings, and that'll take a full day. So it's not quite flight ready just yet. But with Sandy closed, that makes 4-4. We now have Oscar, Rankus, Maywetai, and Sandy, all as butterflies. And later we will do some testing for OE to make sure that they're healthy and able to be released in the wild, because otherwise that would be irresponsible. But just from the looks of things, they all seem pretty good, and this project has had some very nice results. So this is how we feed our monarch butterflies if they're being kept inside for more than a day. We mix 6 parts water and 1 part pure honey into a solution, and then we will put it into this bottle cap and also a cotton ball, which we'll show later. Now the butterflies, they don't know that this is food, so we kind of have to make them see it. In order to do that, we have to get them on our fingers, which is a challenge in of itself. But if we manage to do that, then I will lower them close to the cap, and because butterflies taste with their feet, hopefully they'll dip their feet into the liquid, which it has, and then it'll start to get curious, and then it'll lower its proboscis into the solution, which is that straw looking thing coming out of its head, and it will drink up the honey water. And this is all a substitute for the nectar they would normally eat in the wild from flowers. Oh, never mind, sorry. Some others may fly into the view. But they'll eat for a while, and they'll know when they're full. They'll push away when they're full. Okay.
Good job, buddy.
Awesome. You're much easier than your brothers.
What? Oh, yeah.
So it's July 28th, day 27, and the last day of our project. These guys have been butterflies since at most Monday, sorry. We've fed them every day, so they're nice and strong. And today the weather is very nice. It's clear and sunny for the most part, and it'll start raining tomorrow. But these guys should be strong enough to find shelter.
Okay, Rankus.
Alright, goodbye, Rankus. We'll miss you. We love you.
Be good. Love you.
Wait, can you take out my phone quick? It's in my pocket. If I can get a video, I will. Can I do myself?
I took pictures of you.
Please don't fly away yet. Oh my gosh.
You're a beautiful boy, Rankus.
Goodbye, Rankus. Bye, Rankus.
Goodbye, Rankus.
Be free.
I said, whenever you're ready to leave us. Wow, that was a beautiful picture.
Be free.
Oh, no. Hold him near the flower.
Hey, he kind of likes it here.
Hold
Let's keep him.
Tip him towards
Okay.
the pink
Please
flowers.
don't fly
You
away
could
yet,
let him
Rankus.
crawl on the flowers if you want, or you can just keep holding him until.
Goodbye, Rankus.
Yeah, you smell that?
Be free.
Bye, boy.
Wow, that's an action shot. Wow.
Bye-bye. Aww. Rankus.
Next one up.
I'll just stand.
I'm sorry, but Rankus was always my favorite. Bye. Oh no,
Oh.
Rankus! I wanted a picture.
He's up there.
I wanted a picture with him.
Yeah, I want a picture with him.
Or turn-
Do
turn-
you want me to turn off the video?
Yeah. Good boy. We love you, Sandy.
Sandy. Time for you to go now. Okay, can you close it, please?
Okay, we can close it.
You're gonna be real happy here. Hopefully you find a nice mate and have lots of baby caterpillars.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Sorry. Alright, ready to put them on? Oh.
There's none but to wait.
Come in.
Bye, Sandy.
Chew on this one.
Bye, Sandy. Have a good
Wait, hold up to your
night.
face one more time. Nice. A picture for the thumbnail.
Bye-bye.
Here you go, baby. Here you go, baby. There we go. Wings.
Nice. And last. Oh, okay. I guess that leaves. Aotai? Oscar? It'll be Oscar then. It's landscape. Nope. You're the last one. You're the oldest.
Here's Oscar.
First one in, last one out. You were fighty when you were a caterpillar, you know? Kept butting heads with your sibling Marcus. Hope you've matured since then.
Wait. Can you tell?
This is
I think
Oscar.
we're deciding it's Oscar.
Bye, Oscar. Have a
Alright.
nice life.
You're ready for this new world, okay? You can do anything. We've raised you to be tough. I guess Rankus didn't want to hang out with you two anymore.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, Oscar and Rankus did read a lot.
The oldest and the youngest. Be good, you two. And Rankus who's somewhere out there right now. And to Maywotai, who is resting in peace up there. You should have been here, but you aren't. We'll always remember all of you.